assuming you are elected to the office which you are seeking, what is the first thing you would do upon being elected and why?
Is this the day after the election? Sleep late. Well, once the election occurs, we're fortunate where we will have quite a bit of time for a transition between the election in July, or if it goes to runoff in August, to the time that the elected candidate takes office in January. So we'll have some transition time there. But if you're talking about once we actually take office, January 1st, well, actually a little bit before, I think, will be better. One of the first things that I think will definitely have to be done will be a complete audit of the sheriff's office. Not only the assets that we're responsible for, monies, all of the accounts that we have, asset forfeiture accounts, everything will have to be a complete audit. So we'll know where we start, what we're responsible for. We can look at, there's going to have to be a lot of contracts that are signed because the new sheriff is committed to complying with those contracts with the county, with various entities. So that will be very busy on that, swearing in the new personnel. We're swearing in personnel on the new day. So, but the transition period, I think, gives us the time to do a lot of this, and we're fortunate to have that amount of time. But really just welcome everyone aboard on day one, swear everyone in, and get to work.
Question is for Thomas Mindar. What is your perception of current interjurisdictional relations with the various law enforcement agencies in Fayette County? How would you propose to work with these agencies in Fayette County and throughout the region?
I think it's much better now that Chief Murray's left. But no, I think we had some issues in the past with Peachtree City and Fayette County and the stereotype or something. And I think that's gone now. I think it's being replaced when we got a new chief. We need to, what I'd like to see is deputize our detectives, because their detectives aren't deputized. You deputize them, and they can serve warrants outside of Fayette County instead of having to use other agencies instead of calling us. We need to merge our SWAT teams, and that may mean changing the policy a little bit, one way or another, because I believe they're CALEA, and there's certain rules to that, but we need to merge mutual aid. We need briefings with them. I think we already started having briefings with Fayetteville in terms of their detectives, briefing on burglaries and stuff like that, but we just need to open up the line of communication. We have a good rapport with them on the lower end. I think it was up top from in the past. I'm not saying anybody's still working there now, but it was just, even Clayton County has problems with Clayton County Sheriff's Department. It's jurisdictional, who's walking in his yard. Like, I made a comment to one of the council members. He said, what are you going to do if you get elected? And I said, I'd like to help clean up the pavilion. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, you know, the issues in the pavilion, the perception is it's not safe up there, it's not safe. And he said, there's no crime problem up there. I said, okay. I worked there 6 years, I know there's a problem up there. And then he turned around and said, that's not your jurisdiction. And I'll make a difference, that's everybody's jurisdiction. If you let, a street in the county go bad, I'm talking about working with the city. Not coming in and bulldogging anybody, but actually working with them. But I think we have a good rapport right now. It's getting better.
Okay, this question is for Dave Simmons, and it's the same question I asked Wayne Hanna, and it's from the audience. Considering the Sheriff's Department has been under the same leadership for so long, what will you do to ensure a smooth transition into office?
Upon being elected sheriff, I will work to establish myself to the personnel as an effective leader, a fair leader. I believe organizations are no better than the leader of that organization. I will lead by example. I will take time to get to know every one of my people that are working for me, and by doing that, I will sit down day one after I've started the process of auditing the department's assets. I will sit and read every personnel file of everyone working in that agency, and I will take the time to sit down and talk to every one of those employees one-on-one and let them know what my directions are for them in this department and what my expectations are and how I want them to serve our citizens of this county. And I believe most importantly, an agency runs well that respects and gives the people of the agency the opportunity to have communication with the leader and understand where he's coming from, he or she, and make sure that there's a sense that they know who the leader is, and that the leader cares for them, and that he has their best interests at heart in performing their tasks. I will make sure they are properly equipped and trained and properly compensated for what they do.
This question for Barry Batt. Good management of government involves delivering public services at the lowest cost. If you could implement only one initiative, enhancement, or management change over the next 4 years to deliver public safety services at the lowest cost, what would it be?
I should have stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night. That's a tough question. I think going back on what I said earlier is just you go back and you evaluate everything you do. And, you know, we're not the same department we were when I started 20 years ago. We do things a lot different now. And I think that you have to be open to new ideas, that you have to be ready to deal with situations. One of the things is we bought Dodge Chargers. They have the cylinder cutoff technology. They get better gas mileage than the Ford cars. You put more officers on the street in a redeployment, a restructuring, you're going to cut down on some of your overtime. I think there's little things that you can do to cut down on little steps. And you recognize the talent in your department that are good at that, and then you empower them to do those things. Thank you.